Insight, and we're doing a quick video on how to connect your computer at home. Here we have all the pieces spread over the table as if you pulled it all out of the box when you got it home from your trip in the car or the Uber or whatever it is. I'm going to go straight to the tricky bit right away, and that's the phone. The first thing you want to do is connect to your Wi-Fi router. One of these cables, it's called an Ethernet cable. It's got one of these little plugs on it with a little springy clip and the little contacts there. That goes in. The beautiful part about this is that there are 4 of them, but they're all the same and they're basically interchangeable. You want to make sure you're taking the signal from the Wi-Fi router and then bringing it to the phone, into the back of the phone. You want to look for the lower of these two. It's either marked WAN for Wide Area Network, I think you can see it there, or it says SW, which is short for switch. It's just another fancy way of saying router. So you plug that in like that. Then with the second cable, this first cable might be a long cable. Second one's normally a shorter one because it goes just from the phone and then into the computer. So there's only one place left for this plug to fit, and it's in there. You can use either end. It's omnidirectional or unidirectional or something like that. And there must be omnidirectional, bidirectional. Yeah, that would be more correct. So here it goes into the computer. Again, there's only one place for it, no mystery. There it is, goes in there with a nice click. Now when the electricity is on, the lights will flash on there, even if the computer's not on. You get a little light there. No lights down here, but you do get the light of the screen when there is power. So where does this power come from? In the office, you probably don't notice or realize, but the electricity for the telephone comes through these cables here. But in your home, your router won't provide electricity through this cable. You need your own special power supply, which looks just like this. And this at the end. All very familiar stuff for appliances and things. And that plugs in right there. So that should be nice and snug. Sometimes it's handy to put a piece of sticky tape over that just to hold it in place properly. But this one's nice and firm. Normally they're quite good. Sometimes it's worth checking if you want to be really fussy about it. There are little instructions because they can be used in various situations, and it should say something like tip positive. In fact, it says that on the phone there somewhere. But look, that's a lot of detail, but sometimes that's a bit of a trap. We always send them out of the office set up, so the tip, I'll see if I can capture it there. Tip is positive. When they say tip, that means, I don't know whether you can see that, the focus isn't very good on this phone, but the tip is the inside electrode. There's the outside electrode and then the inside electrode. So that's the pin there, I think, of the, there you can just see the little white spot in the top black circle there. There it is a bit clearer. Okay, so that will supply the power. I'm not doing it right now. And then you've got the internet connected there. So over here you can see the monitor plug. That can be upside down, so that's a bit of a trap. Just watch the way the pattern fits. It's pretty logical. There's another one, there's the other end of it there for the monitor. And that cable has an end. There it is there. Goes on there. Power for the, I haven't got a spare power, but it's the same power as the monitor here. Goes in there. So in there, then off to your power board or PowerPoint for power for the computer. So there's the telephone and the screen and the computer plugged in. Well, when you do it, it will be. Then you'll have to add a USB there for the keyboard, and there's a mouse somewhere. I don't seem to have one right in front of you, but you know what they look like. And that also goes in there. And that is about it. as I say, the trickiest thing is putting your router in the bottom of these two jacks and then making sure that you have the power plugged in, turned on at the wall. And the first thing you should get is a screen lighted up here, probably with your name and your personalized 4-digit extension, which is actually a phone number that you may be able to use to call into the office if you needed to, which is the number that you will see on your Synthesis login screen. So that's all I wanted to cover on this about connecting it all up. Just a further note, arranging all of these things on your desk is obviously, it's a personal thing depending on your circumstances, but all of these leads seem to want to tangle with each other and get all wrapped around and hooked in. It's practically unavoidable. You can spend a little time, you can spend as much time as you want on it to make it tidy and neat. Obviously we're looking at the back end of everything here and it can be a lot tidier, but there's no use trying to, sometimes you can set up the devices and then move all the cables through to make them fit in the right place. That's one way. You'll find your own way of doing it. Don't be discouraged if it turns into a bit of a mess and then you've got to go and tidy it up the second time to make it a bit more livable. And of course, the headphone goes in the normal place. That should be it. There's another video about how to connect to the how to log in, how to connect to the VPN, how to log into the terminal services session, and then to start up Synthesis and the sidebar. Thanks very much. Bye.